Welcome back to the podcast. Today we have Kelly Cherry on the pod. I'm super excited for this conversation. She is a business money coach and a former top-rated financial advisor. And she is coaching female entrepreneurs to scale up through premium offers. So yeah, welcome. Do you want to talk a little bit about your origin story? Like what got you interested in finances in the first place? How did you end up being a coach? How did all of this come about?
Hello everyone, I'm so excited to be joining Nina here. So for the finance part, it was a bit of a chance because I got a job in the office administration. I thought, oh yeah, just an admin job, but it was for a financial advisor. So I started learning new things. I really liked it. Oh, this is cool. I should do more. So I started getting all my qualifications, and within a year, I was fully qualified. Then transitioned into financial advising. Basically, I used to help people manage their money with investments, pensions, so that they can plan for the future. So it's more like an advice. I tell them you should do this, and if they agree, then I implement everything, and we plan. Basically, I say plan for their life. So it was really great because I could see the change that I was making in their lives, the impact, because most of my clients that were coming to us were either business owners or people who are on the verge of retiring, preparing for retirement. So when I make a plan for them and I tell them, look, you could retire now if you want, you don't have to wait another 5 years, then sometimes I see mother clients crying because I could have done it earlier. So I could see that it's such a massive impact. I've really loved the job. But over time, I realized there was something missing there. The majority of my clients, when we tell them, oh, look, you got enough money, you can spend it. Why don't you spend it? Then there is that block there. And I realized, oh, like money is easy. Why people don't get it? Why I tell them to do what to do and they still not follow it. They still not follow the plan that they paid for. So I realized that actually there are blocks there, but are not really good with money because money is all linked to emotions, and it really depends on what happens in the past that determines how they feel about money now. So long story short, I thought I really want to help more women like myself because many don't have. If I were not in the finance world, I wouldn't know a lot of these money and finance and planning for the future, all these things. So I wanted to help more women do this, and that's why this year I left my job as a financial advisor to set up my own company, and I am a business money coach. So I help the female entrepreneurs really understand their position and dig deeper into their potential money blocks. We all have them, and then help them with a plan so that they can grow their business.
That is such a cool thing to do. And I feel like with money, it's a little bit of a funny thing because we don't get taught about it in school. Often it's not really an open conversation, like with friends, family. It's kind of like this little bit of taboo still, but yet it's such an important part of our lives. Like it makes such a difference if we feel financially stable, if we feel like things are kind of under control, if we have an understanding for it. So I think there's such a need for people who do the education and to kind of give us a roadmap.
Absolutely, because money is not. It's not about the money. I always say it's not about the money. It's about what you do with the money, because the money can mean many things. So money really, when you have money, the financial freedom, then you can really have control over your life. It could be pursuing your passion. Maybe beforehand you couldn't do it because you didn't know how to manage money, how to save up, invest, and be in a position that you can freely pursue your passions. Or it could be just being in charge of your life. because you don't want to be in that end trap of living paycheck to paycheck and not knowing what will happen if that paycheck stops like this. What will happen? Or what if you're close to retirement and you're like, yeah, now what? If I stop work, am I relying on the state pension? That's not great, isn't it?
Right.
So money can mean a lot.
You alluded a little bit to like different money blocks, and that it's, even if you would give people kind of a clear plan, like, hey, this is what you can do and this is how you can reach your goals, there was still something holding people back. What are these common money blocks that you see over and over again in your clients now?
Yeah, so one of the common ones for people maybe that are saving for retirement and they finally got to that point that they can retire is that money block that I am saving. I cannot spend, I cannot see, because they worked all their life building up. Okay, I save up. Okay, I got a pot. Now there is no money coming in, there's only money going out. So this is gonna drop. No, I gotta save it. You don't need to save it. You saved for a reason, to retire. Now, I made a plan for you. You might live for the next 30, 40 years. The money is enough to cover for the next 30 years. Why aren't you spending the money? Because I'm afraid. I'm afraid for this pot to drop. So that's one of the common ones for people who are approaching retirement. And then there's another one that I got, now that I work with female entrepreneurs, there's another one that I noticed is the charging a price that is fair or that is, or more. Because they go, the money block is that I have money, I really want to help them. I want to be able to help them. And if I charge a lot, that means that I am not helping them. And, and it's quite funny that this comes up, but it's not just one-off. I tell them, no, actually, it's not like that. If you charge a bit more, you are viewed higher. So you are viewed as an expert. Because you are charging more, you are an expert, so they expect more from you. If you're charging low, then they think, oh, they're cheap, maybe they don't know their stuff. So I always try to coach them, and it's an ongoing thing because it comes back. Like they increase their price, and they're like, not a lot of people buying that. Should I go back? Should I cut down the price? No, don't do that, because when people pay a higher price, they also they feel the pain. So if they feel the pain, then they will do what you tell them. Especially for a coaching company or people who provide services, it's so important that they get their clients to get results. So if their clients don't follow their plan, then what are the chances they're going to get the results, amazing results? So it's all a circle. You charge higher price, they think that you're an expert, it pains them, so they will do the stuff that you tell them to do, they get the results, and then you get more clients, and it works. It's a cycle.
Do you feel that that explanation alone kind of helps people to push a little bit more into this kind of higher value offer, or is there more of a work around confidence and self-worth that also needs to happen beside that loop?
Oh, absolutely. We do that work as well. It's really understanding going. So one of the exercises that we do is going back to trying to find their passion and expertise around the subject that they're delivering, and then trying to work out all the different things that they achieved, and then all the money that they've spent on courses, qualification, all the people that they helped, and I get them see all the things that you achieved, all the money that you spend, all the years that you spend learning the stuff. Is it not worth that price? And sometimes I get like, I never thought like that. Yes, of course. Yeah, it's a lot about confidence and self-worth, because if you're not feeling that you're worth it, then that energy is low. And when you talk to potential clients, the energy is low, they can feel it. They can feel that something is wrong. There's a mismatch. So if your self-worth is this low and then your price is here, then they can feel it that there is a mismatch there.
100%, I can see that. And I think it's so funny because oftentimes coaches, I feel, are building their coaching business around their passion or kind of their own journey. And then it's so easy to forget like how many years it took us to get to the position where we can actually talk about this topic and help other people along the way. Like there's so much work, so much money spent, like you said, on different courses and all of that. And yeah, we tend to forget because we probably would have done it anyhow. But now we are in this position of being an expert because of that.
Yeah, you need to remember that, like your own journey. How hard was it? How many things have you done to really be able to be in your position to be able to coach other people? So that is the worth. So we have to put a price worth on there. Because when you know the worth, then you will go out confidently, charging other people because you know it works. See, I've been through it. I coach other people, my clients, other clients go through it. They all got results. I know that it worked, and this is what I'm worth. And I'm happy to charge that.
You were talking a little bit about like roadmaps that you would do for your clients and like the financial advising, like when you were still working at that. I wonder if there is a woman listening and she's like, okay, but Kelly has all the secret keys. Like what is kind of the process that you would set up for people? Or can you just like on a very like high level, just walk us through a little bit what we should think about when it comes to our finances?
So I kind of designed it in a way that it's easy to understand. I say it's a pyramid, okay? At the bottom, you have things that you have to get set up as the base. So at the bottom, I say get everything, get the protection sorted and clarity. So that means that you have to have clarity over your finances. So understanding all the ins and outs, all the savings. And also, if you have a family, it's more important that you get protection, say life cover or critical illness cover, because if something happens to you, then you're going to put on top of the mental breakdown that you're going to put on your family, you're going to add the financial stress. So make sure that that is all covered. And then once you got all the protection covered, the base, then you can move up. And then there is in the middle, there is a big chunk of the pyramid, where I call it, is invest in you, making sure that you make the most of the money. Because when you can make the most, when you are investing yourself and you maximize yourself and your business, is the only way that you can get like 300, 400, 3,000% return on investments. So you do all that, make sure that you cover all your bills and all the extras, money that you don't need, you can reinvest it some in the business to make sure that the business keeps running. And the rest you can put on the top of the pyramid is where I call it automatic money. So any money that you have spare, say a month per month, you have some money that you don't plan to use anyway, and you can just forget about it. So you can put into some sort of investments for the future, or stock shares. I cannot give advice on that, specific advice, but doing it on a regular basis helps because of the compounding effect. So it's like the snowball effect. Put a little bit there and then it rolls down and the snowball gets bigger when you actually need it. And of course, in the UK, there are some tax advantages depending on what you invest into, and other countries will have that as well. So speak to an advisor. Don't ever think that you need to be mega rich to go to a financial advisor. You can get a transactional advice to say, okay, I'm earning this much, I have this amount here, and I want to get to this stage, having everything sorted, making sure that my family is sorted, making sure that I've got money for my kids' university or for the bigger house that we're going to move to. So how much should I save? Should I invest? And they will give you a plan. And you can set it up and then just look at it. The best advice that I will give when it comes to investments is that you completely forget about the money. And when you forget about it, you don't go and mess about it. It's so important.
So here, like, we kind of cover the bases. We think about our insurances that we want to have in place. Maybe also like a savings so that we can cover our expenses if something would happen. Like, what would you recommend?
Yeah, the emergency.
Yeah.
I would say something around 3 to 6 months worth of expenses, making sure that if something happens, then you know that you got some savings there to cover for at least 3 6 months. And then you can have other insurances like income protection. So if you lose your job or don't have any income coming in, these could potentially cover some of it. So that is really the base. That's the pyramid of a wealthy woman.
And I think that part in the middle there is so crucial, right? To really like double down on yourself, like
Yeah.
reinvest in the business, invest into trainings and systems and all the good stuff,
Absolutely.
so you can kind of build like a bulletproof business structure there.
Yeah, because even with stocks and shares, you're investing in other companies. You might get on a good return could be 10%. But what about you investing in yourself? You could get 100%, 300, 1,000. It's unlimited.
I love that, yes. When someone comes to you, is there a specific framework that you are walking them through, or is it very specific to the person coming in? How do you normally deal with like a woman coming through your door?
I go through a roadmap. So I go through the 5 pillars. Number one is to calibrate. So as I said, it's really important to understand the cause of any money blocks, raise your self confidence. So calibrate your money meter is the first step. So to go through all the different strategies so that they can feel confident about themselves, and there is no block of money. So sometimes you might have a block, and that's the reason that you're not being able to earn more than that you've got a ceiling there. So we'll make sure that we remove that, and it's not a one-off thing. Of course, we'll keep on touching on it, and that's what coaching is about. It's keep reminding them, hey, you remember what we talked about? So that's the first step. And then we have the second step is purposeful mission. So it's really making sure that what my clients are doing is in line with their goals, with their values. Because if it's not in line with their value, if it's only for money, then when difficult times comes, there is a block there, an obstacle, then it's so easy for them to go, just forget it, I give up. But when it's connected to a bigger purpose, a bigger impact, a mission, then it is so much easier for them to follow through, because they think it's not only about me. It's not only about me. It's about all these other people that I'm helping. And all these people that I'm helping, I will impact the world in a way, in a positive way. So they will stay in the course and carry on. So understanding their mission, understanding their deep why. So why are they doing it? It's not the money, it's what's underneath that. It could be family, or it could be like stopping work early, or having more freedom. So understanding that is important. And also in this step is understanding who you want to help. So important. And that these clients are aligned with your values, because you attract only who you are. So that's step number 2. And then number 3, we have what do I sell? Here, now that we understood, now that we know what our value is, and understand what our mission is, who we are, who we want to help, our niche, then we can move on to creating an offer, a premium offer. As we said before, when you charge premium, people view you as an expert, and it helps with the results. It's all the cycles. We'll create the premium offer in this stage, number 3. And then number 4 is to get out there. So how can I get clients, because you can have the best thing ever, best coaching system, you can have the best method, but if no one knows about it, how are you gonna get clients? So in this step, it's been all about marketing, and my specialty is to help them go on events or go to events, webinars, so that to get their confidence up as well, get them feel like it's normal to talk to people, to more people, and it becomes, and also by holding masterclasses, webinars, or events, that it in itself is raising their expertise, because not everyone is able to go and talk for an hour or for 30 minutes or 2 hours. So helping them leverage, because it could be that they could be getting one client every now and then. But if you do host your own show, the webinar, then you can get more in one go. Yeah, so this is number 4. Number 5 is to automate. So it's to really break down all their system in their business, making sure that there is a strategy that they follow. Anything that can be automated is automated. Anything that can be delegated can be delegated, because sometimes, I'll have to admit it, we all do it. Sometimes I'm like, I can do it myself, but it might take you 2 hours. Maybe you pay someone else, it might take them only an hour, and during those 2 hours, you could have done something else that is more important for the business. And also, in this stage, pillar number 5, I also teach them a way to automate some sales from their coaching. So it could be that the coaching, one-to-one coaching or group coaching, but some people want to do it on their own, so they could package part of it as part of a course. It's an online course, so that's what we do in pillar number 5. So that's everything in a nutshell.
I love that process. I kind of want to start at the end, and then we can kind of work our way backwards a little bit. But when it comes to automation, what is it that you see there? Like, what are some kind of tools that you find very helpful for people to use, or how should we even think about automation?
Yeah, it's really, I think it's also about planning. So it's, the first step is to really go through your day or your week and see, okay, what am I spending my time on? And chunking all the different things together. So let's say you are doing admin tasks, put them all in a slot if you can. If you have meetings, put them all in one day or certain hours, so that it doesn't disrupt your flow. Because we all think about multitasking. Yeah, we can multitask, but it doesn't really work. It takes you 20 minutes to get back to what you were doing, and then at the end of the day, I don't feel like I've done a lot. And then the systems is to try to use systems that you can incorporate all the different things. Say if you're using, maybe if you like using Google, then have all the Google Sheets, Google Docs, or have all your documents so that you have them on the go. And then if you have a portal, I use clients portal, and then I use email automation to send out newsletters in bulk. Those are all systems that can help you save time, because once you set up everything, then it will be all scheduled, a button, and then it sends out, rather than you going, oh, I gotta send this email, I gotta do this. So it's all about planning. Automation is about planning.
100%. And I think we often underestimate kind of the switching costs that you talked about there, like going from one task to the next. Like there's so much time that kind of gets lost just because we haven't batched one specific task together, but we're like constantly going between different things. Are there any software programs that you love using, or is that very specific from client to client?
It depends from client to client, yeah.
Perfect. The next one, or since we're going backwards, is getting out there. And you talked about, I think, webinars, like doing kind of group group lives or whatever that might be.
Workshops,
Yeah,
yeah.
workshops, exactly. What should people think about when they are planning on doing something like that? Is it just to come up with a topic and then they're gonna do like a presentation on it? Do you recommend people to do talks maybe with colleagues, or like how could a webinar look like for example, for a coach?
Yeah, so for a coach, what we think about presentation and masterclasses, you think you go into teaching mode. You go, yeah, I gotta teach them this and this and this, and then it's like 80 slides with full of words. And then you're basically just there reading the script or reading the words. But really, you should think of it like it is like a workshop, a transformation. So the purpose of this masterclass, a webinar, is not to teach them everything. It's to make them aware that what they want to achieve is doable, and is to give them one outcome that they can get out of it, instead of, say, losing weight. Like, you cannot lose weight in one presentation. You cannot get everything there, but you could give them one tip, one thing, that a quick win that they can achieve from this masterclass, and then they will want more. They're like, oh, that was really good. I like Nina. I'd like to work with her. She taught me a lot. Now I'm ready. I know her. I know her style. I like how she teaches, and then we'll come to you, because one is a way to elevate your expertise. Two is a way to for them to experience your way of working, so that they can decide whether they like it or not.
When we think about packaging our offer, is there anything specific that we should think about? I feel like coaches often have a hard time with this. I'm not sure how other entrepreneurs think about it. Maybe it's a little bit easier if you have like a physical product that you're trying to sell, or an app or anything. But if it is a service, or it is a coaching service, people often get lost a little bit, and they want to offer so many different things. And how do you help them to kind of streamline and come up with a package that other people actually understand?
The first common problem here that I see is that you try to go with the feature, say, oh yeah, I got the 3 week, like every week we come on the call, and then we do this. I give you the guides, and I give you the portal, and I give you the spreadsheet to calculate this and that. Really, we need to change this. Like, it's not, they're not buying the weekly call, they're not buying the spreadsheet that you give, and they're not buying the guys, they're buying the transformation, the ultimate outcome. So it's really understand that you are selling the outcome, and then that outcome, then we can go, okay, let's package this. So what can we do to enhance this outcome more? And then is there anyone else that we can bring together, that will work together to help the clients in their journey? So it's to really collaborate as well. What I want my clients to go is to look at their client's journey. So it's a journey. So you might help them. So this is the journey A to B. You might help them here, maybe in the middle. Your clients might need someone maybe before you or someone after you. So you can help them by bringing other experts in your package. Yeah, so that's so important, because you also helping them be in the future. Because if you're helping them with we mentioned weight loss. If you're helping them with weight loss, and after you lost weight, you got your great body, you're confident. What are the problems that you might have? Oh, it might be, okay, now that I feel more confident. It might be more guys that wanting to date me. How do I handle with that? So if we could get someone else to help with that. Or now that I got a great body, I don't know how to get dressed properly. You can get a stylist. So it's really incorporating other experts in this. And also, another thing to remember is some people think, oh, if I'm charging more, that means that I need to give a lot of my time, coaching time with them. So I need to give a year or even more than that. Sometimes speed is important. This time that we are living, everything is fast paced. So if you can get them results faster, if you can give them like workshop, immersive workshop, a retreat, something that they can go through the whole process, they can get some wins all together, and then offer them some weekly or monthly coaching as a refresher to remind them, then that will really enhance, that will really attract people who don't want to waste time. And we don't want to waste time. You don't want to spend a year with one person with no real reasoning.
100%. You have a statement on your LinkedIn profile that says that 60% of new businesses failed in the first 3 years. And I'm a little bit curious what kind of trends, what kind of patterns you see of why a lot of businesses, and in your case especially like female-founded businesses, fail.
Mm-hmm. So, well, one of very common one is not charging enough, not getting enough clients, so that I end up thinking I can't make a living out of this, and they just quit. Not having enough support, or a spouse, partner, or someone or friends, family are not very supportive, and when they hit an obstacle, they're like, oh, they were right, I'm not that good enough. I should just listen to them. I should just quit and go and find a job. And then another reason could be not it could be the legal side. Maybe you haven't set up everything legally, or haven't, even when you work online, you have to have proper legal stuff in place, especially in Europe. It could be GDPR, so it's the privacy notice. Because you think, I'm only small, I don't need all these legal stuff, it's expensive. But you can get advice in quite, I think, a reasonable price. I get everything set up, make sure that you're protected. Because if you're not protected, and one client, it could be that your coaching contract form is not written properly, and you have delivered what you said, but because of something that is written there, not really a clause or something, your client could maybe say not pay you, and that could be a big loss.
And I feel like you tackle a lot of these different issues in that kind of 5-step framework that you already mentioned, like to set this very strong foundation from a mindset perspective, and then the purpose and the why, so we don't quit because we know what we're kind of doing it for. And then how can we get the clients by having a very good packaged offer, getting out there, talking to people, and then in the end kind of setting up the automation so I don't need to worry about all the day-to-day stress that I might be going through. Are there any other themes, any other concepts that you see that are maybe specific to women, or that you might not expect to see in men that much when it comes to money and also setting up a business?
I think a lot of it is about self-confidence. So for men, it's kind of easy because from the past, they just viewed by the system, by the society, they go make money, or they can make a lot of money. Whereas women, from the past, some of us had to be dependent on the man, and by going against that, going to earn your own money, it could be sometimes it's a mental block there. It's very difficult to get over it because you might think, oh, if I earn more, then that means that I'm making the other person look bad, or I shouldn't be earning this much. I shouldn't go after money because I should be a good mom. Not this. It's all these society norms that will keep us small. That is charging, or I shouldn't be charging now. Who am I to be charging this much? This is so common in women.
I've also heard, and I think it makes a lot of sense to me, that women are a little bit less risk adverse. And what I mean by that is that they probably think a little bit more about their security, like we talked in the pyramid about like the foundation. Maybe they want to have a little bit more savings before they feel comfortable to start a business, or whatever that might be. Is that also something that you kind of saw when you were advising, and now also that you are coaching, that there's a little bit more of like a I don't want to say thinking things through. I hope we all do that, but a little bit more erring on the safer side with women.
Yeah, there is that part as well. Always tend to, oh, I think that's enough. That's fine. I don't need to take more risk. So when I was advising maybe women thinking, oh, I don't need to take more risk. Yeah, but what does risk mean? Risk is everywhere. It's just so when I was advising, they would say, oh, I don't want to risk my money. I don't want to invest. I'm like, okay, you can put it in the bank. But there is a risk there as well. You're risking, it's guaranteed that your money will lose value because of inflation. Okay, you're losing money. So do you want to risk, you want to be guaranteed money lost? Or do you want to risk for potential gain? So there is definitely that pattern that women sometimes want the safe side, but then is there a safe side? Like, you want to be stuck forever in your situation, not being able to do what you want, not being able to decide for yourself, take control of your life, or do you want to take that risk and so that you can do what you want? You at least you say, oh, I've tried it, maybe that's not for me, or I tried it and I found something else. Because one thing could lead to another.
100%. And I love how you talk about kind of reframing the risk, right? Because I feel like even with entrepreneurs and people who are not entrepreneurs, there's a different thinking about risk. I hear like quite a bit like in my family, like, oh, it's so risky to start a business and like so much risk involved in that. And I think about it more like it's so much risky if I live a life that I don't enjoy. Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, when you compare it, like, do you want to work for the next 30 years, 40 years for a business that doesn't even appreciate you and really exchange your time for the money that they give you and exchange your freedom? Is that really worth it? When you think it, when you reframe it like that, you're like, actually, no. And that was one of the reasons I started my business, because I said, I don't really want to spend. I've reached the top, and there is nothing more than that. If I wanted to stay in the same industry, I'm like, this is great, but I can't go on holiday when I want. I have to book in advance. I can't spend time whenever I want time off with my family whenever I want. It's just that freedom. Sometimes you come back home all stressed, so you're affecting your families. And like, is that really worth it for working for the next 30 years for safety, for paycheck that comes every month? For me, it was no. So that's why I'm here.
yes, definitely. And also, when you start your own business, I think there's much more of a earning potential there, right? Because there is no clear ceiling. While in a job, you can work as hard as you like, but there is going to be kind of a glass ceiling there that you're going to reach at some point. If we look about this kind of entrepreneurial track and then combining that with the money, then I feel like being an entrepreneur, starting the own business is a really good way to kind of put us in a position where hopefully a lot of money is flowing in once we follow your kind of 5-step framework there. Is there then any other tips that these people can use to kind of also make their money work for them?
Yeah, so when you have some spare money that's there that you don't really use, and it's really to invest in some sort of automatic money. Some people like to invest in some investments for rental income. Some people just invested in stocks and shares. And when I say stocks and shares, I don't really mean go and pick the companies to buy, because you don't really know which companies are going to do well and which ones are going bust. It's really about investing in a diversified fund. So a fund is like a house full of lots of companies, like thousands of companies. So it's to invest monthly. If you have money monthly, to set up some regular payment a month into these diversified funds, companies around the world, so that works in the background. It won't be, you won't make a killing, because of course that's just the way it works, but at least you know that your money is not losing any value And then in the meantime, you have to work on yourself.
Yes, coming back to that pyramid that we talked about in
Mm.
the beginning. Yeah, definitely. Lovely. Is there anything more that you feel would add to the conversation or that we maybe haven't touched upon that you would like to put in the mix?
Yeah, it's really, I really want to encourage women to take charge of their lives, not really thinking, belittling themselves, because we all can achieve great things. We are here for a reason, and sometimes there is a calling there that you might be quieting for a while. So there is a voice there that is telling you, you know what, you shouldn't be doing this. You should go after your dreams. And all I want to tell my lovely women is to really follow that voice, because it is telling you something really important. Follow that and the rest will happen. You will make things happen by your actions.
Yes. And I feel like once we get going, we're just gonna stumble into the next thing and the next thing. Like so many of us try to do like the perfect 10-year plan, but you cannot even think
Absolutely.
of all the stuff.
Yeah, there's no perfection. I always say there's no perfection. There's only good enough.
Yes.
Another thing that I come across a lot is thinking that you gotta have everything planned, everything perfect to start a business or to do something new. But really, it doesn't. You have, especially in business, you have to try things. You have to be fast. So if you're waiting for the perfect moment, for the perfect thing, for the perfect team to help you, for the perfect project, then time is lost. And what you thought that is perfect might not be perfect for the market. So fast is really the key. So it's getting things out there. And I'll say 60-70% is good enough. Just get it out there, and then it can be, over time, it can be improved. But it's really important that you get it, first of all, get it out there so that it can evolve. Nothing really started as one thing and it stayed as that thing. One example is Netflix. They were selling DVDs for rental. They never knew that they're gonna become a world streaming company. But if they didn't decide that step to start that company, then Netflix wouldn't be here. So same with us. Anything that we do, we shouldn't be afraid. Think, oh yeah, I gotta get everything perfect before I start a new thing. Just get it out there. There's no right or wrong. There's only delay or not delay.
Done is always better than perfect, definitely.
Absolutely.
And I feel like also it builds momentum. Just like the money is gonna start to compound over time, it's the same with your actions. Like if you put daily habits and daily structures into place, like you're gonna eventually get to where you want to go.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
This was super lovely. Can you tell people where they can find you if they want to like work, if they want to get started on this 5-step framework? Where do they go to get a hold of you?
Yeah, so you can find me on LinkedIn. So Kelly Cherry, very memorable name, just like the fruit. And you can book a discovery call there or send me a message. So I'll be free. I'll be happy to have a chat with you.
Perfect. And we're also going to put links down in the show notes so people can click on that and get that directly. It was lovely chatting to you.
It was great to have a conversation with you, and hopefully this will help some women out there who are thinking of starting something but they're a bit scared. And my message is to go for it. This is your life. You have one chance, so you gotta live it to the full and do what you love.
Amen. All right, Tribe, thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and a comment below. There's going to be new episodes dropping every Wednesday, covering everything from entrepreneurship to health, basically giving you all the tools that you need to peak perform in business and in your life. So please make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. This is a one-woman show. There is no network, there are no sponsors, and there is no editing team behind this. So it's up to me and you to spread the word about it. So if you have a friend who might benefit from what you learned today in this episode, please make sure to share a link with them. I see you next Wednesday. Much love.